This is The Sport, an open and honest conversation about life and love and everything in between with me, STL Yamumo. Coming up on The Sport.
You know, we were told that sex is for people who are married, right? What role does it play apart from reproduction?
And thank you for bringing that up because what does it do exactly? To men especially.
For us, it's paramount. Basic.
Thank you for using
from food, shelter, and what else?
Sex.
The basic needs. They should have the fourth. It's sex.
Clothes.
Yeah. Clothes, yes.
Food, shelter, clothing.
Yeah, and you can do away with clothes when it comes to sex.
Yes.
But now, it's a basic need.
Do you agree with that?
100%. What do you mean? Marriage without sex has problems. It's cracking. It's dying.
That's a major problem you're having in marriages. If we argue, don't take it to the bedroom.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Sport Podcast. This is the Man Talk, and Nico joined by three men. And I would like you to say something about yourself. Like, what kind of a man are you? How would you describe yourself as a man? And if kama unaweza tumia pia an animal to describe yourself, even better. We can start with the guy in, is that pink?
To start with, I don't know if this is pink because I'm a man. I'm colorblind, maze. So, usianza kuniweka kwa sport where I'm looking like I'm not a man and I'm discussing about being men hapa. Yeah? So, is it pink?
What do you think? Is it pink?
My guy is
Be safe. Be safe. Unaumama bana.
it's pink.
Mwanaume na
But
colors
nowadays,
hatufai
yeah.
kuwa tukiblend bana.
For me, because as an artist,
Yeah.
colors don't mean much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ulingangana ukashikanisha tu.
We don't allocate them to gender ama nini.
If I was to describe myself as a man, itakuwa juu ya principles zangu. I think hiyo ndio most likely tunaweza tumia kusema how much of a man I am, ama if I'm a man or not. Because I think a man without principles, then kidogo, we should not consider you as a man.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what name are you going by today?
Mr. Unknown.
Mr. Unknown.
Yeah.
Okay. We can call you X.
Yeah, you can use X. I feel unknown. The reason is, you see that feeling you always get ukiona simu yako inaleta hapo unknown, and you don't know who they are, what they're going to say. You're just picking it the same way the listeners are going to just listen and they don't know who we are, and they're just, expectant they're going to get some delivery out of it.
Okay.
So let me be unknown Apple, and let it be a brand. Mr. Unknown. Yeah.
And the man who will say, yeye ndio akona wisdom when it comes to life. What name and how would you describe yourself as a man?
I would rather say I'd go by what people describe me to, because you can view yourself in a certain way, but it's not the same way that people view you. So from my field of work, how I relate with people, I'll go by the title of the tiger.
Okay, so we have Mr. Unknown and the tiger. So let's talk about growing up, your upbringing to the man you are today.
I'd say a big part of my growing up, being mentored and all that, came from my dad. For the longest time, my dad never used to leave me at home. He would always say, "Twende pamoja." So he'll take me to the office. That time he was an insurance broker.
Okay.
So you'll find those small activities I can do. Kukata zile stickers za insurance. At least he made sure that I have something to do and I'm not staying at home. We'd go for his meetings. Well, I never used to understand what they were talking about. Adult stuff, nini business. But I always participate, me and my bro. And he taught us how to dress. It looked funny for us, but we were always in suits.
Wow.
Only later to turn out to be an artist, but we were always in suits. He used to take us to his appointments, meetings with whoever. So it really shaped me. And I got used to staying with men, especially men who are older than me. I took that one even to to primary school, even high school. You find me, I'm in class 4, but I'm sticking with class 6 boys. High school, the same. Went to college, the same. And now, even in real life, I stick with older men. But now, I'm turning it to something else. Now, I'm mentoring. I have a group where we stay even with younger men, up 20s, 30s.
This is Mr. Unknown again. Now, my growing up, I was always with my dad. And if I'm not with my dad, I'm with my uncle. So sheria ilikuwa haufai kubaki nyumbani, unabaki ukifanya nini? Nyumbani ni wanawake. Najua mtanikas baadaye, but it's the truth. That's why I have a big problem with especially the ladies who are trying to bring up boys without a man figure in that house. As much as sometimes circumstances nakuja, there is the dad who died, but in other circumstances, Maze, I think and feel out of my experience growing up, it's always very important to always have a man who's always there for your child, especially the boys. Because whatever I am right now, 90-something% of it is what I learned from my dad. So I'm thinking myself, bila my dad in that picture, then I would be 97 or 6% less who I am, you see. So it could really go bad. So my life, I've always learned to always check on my dad, and there was always that guy I always wanted to be like. Until now I'm trying to, try and get another advancement. I'm looking at other guys like the wise guy here. I'm learning a few things out of it, you see.
It's awesome, the fact that your fathers have been really part and parcel of your lives. But I want to talk about, did your fathers, they taught you, they mentored you growing up, but did they have conversations with you about sex?
Lungula. I think mabuda wala wanaweza bonga hizo story pengine wa sasa, maybe like sasa sisi,
like for you now.
Yes, these are things zenye unaona kwa TV when you're still with your kids hapo, people are kissing, they're trying to romance kidogo even mbele ya watu hata kwa barabara siku hizi. But back in the days, that thing hata dem kuwa na challenge kwa wadogo haikuwa ina happen. So how would you even start a conversation of sex? Yet it's never mentioned anywhere. You get? Currently, me and my daughter, we can start talking when we akikuwa mkubwa. I'll try and tell her, by the way, this kissing is only for grown-ups. Because already ashaiona. But if I'm the one who's supposed to start and explaining to her, there is something called kissing. Now that kissing is supposed to be done by grown-ups. Hiyo ni story mrefu. So back in the days, me and my dad would never discuss about sex. Because it wasn't a topic to be talked about. It was only things that you knew kwa njia zako chini ya maji.
Something else, I can say from my time, sex was discussed. But as a sin, it is something that you are not supposed to do. God is going to punish you. So you are going to do what? You can even get mad, It was a no-go zone.
Kissing would make you pregnant.
In fact, they used to develop this. There was this, I don't know, this kissing scenario that if you have sex, things that are going to happen. Pleasure is not there. What is going to happen is pregnancy, STI, death.
Yeah.
And guess what? In comes HIV.
Yeah.
So it even made it bigger.
I think that's the whole idea why we had the stigma
We
around
had
HIV.
stigma around HIV. And looking at it now, people are more outspoken. Information is there, technology, we have all that. But still, I believe we have a problem.
And what is the problem?
The problem is now we are experiencing it. What are parents doing? Even if they disseminate the information to the kids, but do we have that guidance? You see, giving the kids information is one thing. Leaving the information is another thing. Kids don't learn from being told. They learn from seeing. So there's no way I come home, I'm talking over the phone with my kampango wa kando, and I'm telling my kid, never do this, never do this, never do this. It won't add up to them. Another problem, where are they getting this information from? As fathers and fathers-to-be, we should look at what examples are we setting. Because that is where the kids are going to learn from. What are we doing? Character-wise, that is where they are going to learn from. But for us telling them, after all, teachers talk about it. They hear from churches and stuff. They hear, hii ni dhambi, usifanye hivi, usifanye hivi. But the closest person, the parent, how are they living? Because I remember I saw one question some time back. That somebody just posted, would you want your daughter to be married to a person like you, a man like you? You can guess the response.
What did you say?
It is one question that got very few comments from men because it makes you think twice and review, what kind of a person am I?
Yeah.
And more often than not, you'll find that, especially girls, they hook up with men who are like their dads. Personally, I found a correlation of my mom and the girls I dated.
Okay.
So the same way, you'll find a daughter will kind of, most likely, pick a man who has characteristics of the dad. That is why you find in some homes, people normalize physical abuse because she saw the dad was beating up the mom. So in her mind, that is the way a woman should be treated.
Yeah.
So it is okay. You find that if son has a mom who's very strong in terms of maybe opinion-wise, maybe she's a go-getter and all that, he's more likely to get married to a woman like the mom.
So back to the question. What would you say? Would you like your daughter to marry someone like you? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What would you say? Yes or no?
I'm not perfect,
Yes or no, bro?
but apart to put a disclaimer here, yeah? I'm not perfect, but I would.
Okay. Mr. X,
Yeah.
unknown. Would you want your daughter to get married to someone like you?
I think I'd love my daughter to get married to someone who I'm going to become, not who I've been. Because I've been through
Metamorphosis.
Where at some point I didn't really know who I was, which was really messed up. Where you get to be a young man who's breaking hearts, and then you get to the next stage where you're getting someone who's very special in your life, and you're trying to treat them very well, but at the same time you're still getting dragged by whatever you did. And now I'm in the stage where I'm feeling I already know who I am. I'm trying to make the best out of it, and I'm pretty sure the next phase is going to get even much better. So if I told you was get married to the person I'm becoming right now, not the person I was, then yes.
I thought you said it's a yes or no question.
Pressure! It's always really difficult to give a yes or no answer.
Yeah.
But talking about your past life, what are some of the things that you are struggling with?
Confidence. Confidence, no. There's somebody who mentioned somewhere you are that there's this dating app thing, and I told us everything to do with confidence. Like, I understand that being a man with no confidence is the one thing that will even make you not go for a job because you don't have the papers. But if you have the confidence, you'll still go for it even without the papers, right? So that's one of the things unapata pia wanaume wana lack confidence, and unaona mtu anaenda the best way anaweza get, you're going for the easier way out. Vitu kama dating app, it's an easy way out, si ndio? And unaona sasa kama kwa life mimi nilikuanga sina confidence. So most of the things I used to do them because it's an easy way out. I'll not go for the lady that I want, I'll go for the lady that's coming my way.
The one who's readily available.
Exactly.
Okay.
So confidence was an issue for me.
Did you struggle with anything growing up?
Like what? Relationships?
Anything that you struggled with. For him it was confidence, and somehow it affected his relationships. What were you struggling with?
Oh my God, it was a sport for us during our time. I would say during our time we were hunters, trained by default.
And gatherers.
Well, the gathering didn't happen much, but the hunting really happened.
Yeah.
Now, let me put a context to this. During my time as a teen, no social media, hakuna simu. Yeah? So, what is the means of communication? Letters. Letters being the means of communication, what do? You become a poet. Lazima malines ziflow. We learned the art of waiting you wait, because you have to write this letter, peleka posta, tuma, it takes 2 weeks, right? There is a risk. Head teacher huko anaweza ishika. Isomwe. So msichana, first of all, you put that chick in problems. Then, successfully ikienda na asome, so that's high school, anaituma back.
2 more
Another 2 more weeks. So that's a month of waiting and anticipation. Compare that now with WhatsApp.
Okay, I think it's very important at this time to talk about the different generations we are having conversations with at this point. Are you comfortable saying your age?
Yeah.
You?
Yes, ndio.
So how old are you? Yeah, maybe you can tell us your ages.
I'm 43.
Ndio nimegonga 30. Like fine wine.
For us, we transitioned in a very special point. There was a technology boom. Yani we transitioned from hakuna simu to iko simu. You know, we are able to use that. Yeah? And then music, ranging from listening to Benga. Yeah? Samika
As we don't know
Sule.
that. We don't know a time where there was no, telephones, mobile phones.
And those are some of the skills that I'm telling you about. Like, we learned patience.
Yeah.
We learned hard work. You know? We were messed up somewhere, maybe by the government or anything, but we learned how to do things. In the evening, we learned how to relate with our parents. There was no electricity. The radio ni kale kamoja kakiisha mawe ni hivyo. So you have to relate, to talk to people. You have to talk to your your siblings, your parents. So we had that relationship. You know, we knew very well that your parents are not your friends.
So true.
Big mistake nowadays. Your parent is not your friend, he's your parent. That person is there to guide you. It's like you telling me your teacher is your friend. That one cannot happen. And the minute the person is not your friend, you learn a lot from that person. But the minute friendship steps in, na munazoeana, be it in marriage, be it in between you and your mentor, you and your teacher, there lies the problem now.
Kwa hivyo nataka kusema tukiondoa ile part ya police is your friend, tutaheshimiana.
Itabidi tuheshimiane.
Tutaheshimiana, tukaita police is your friend.
He's not your friend. That guy is there, wacha akitoa uniform utaongea. But as long as somebody is in authority, you respect that. And because in the same thing, respect is lost na kuzoeana.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much today. Kindly subscribe and also tell your friends and family. Today we're having this man talk conversation. So if your parents didn't talk to you about sex, where did you learn from?
We. Kitu ni kama inborn. Kitu ni kama
Default settings.
Default settings. You see the same way, no kid anafunzangwa nyonya, like open up your mouth and this is the teeth. No kid was taught that.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah.
The minute kanazaliwa kanafanyanga kamdomo, like it's a small chick. Kanafungwanga mdomo kanangojea food to be put inside. Who taught that one? Oh, nobody taught that one. I think we were born with the knowledge. We just didn't know it until the right time where it's like you have a tool in your house. Kama nyundo, you don't regularly use nyundo until ile time utahitaji sasa inakuja in handy. Ndio mbaya.
Clearly that is not a good example, but we'll take it for now.
Personally, I wasn't taught about sex. I got to find out what sex was. Actually, when nilikuja kujua about, screwing and stuff. And I say that at Form 3, I didn't know. I always knew hii vitu ni ya watu wakubwa and it's not really something you should do. So after that, when you get your exposure, mtu anakuja kuambia this is what I did, this is what I had, this is what I felt after I did it. I'm like, okay. Then you try it.
And normally that was, if you are getting any information from your peers, it's normally skewed.
Yeah.
More often than not, it's skewed.
Those guys told me, bana unaenda sijui around 6-7.
Fallacy. But you see, now I can talk about my time. I'm trying to recollect whether my dad told me anything. But I think it's basically how to bring up your children, how to treat your wife, but about sex, not one-on-one. Class 5, I think that is where people were learning about reproductive parts, nini. You know, and even that one was very comprehensive.
No, they were not even teaching us.
The topic was very exciting before you start learning.
Very.
When you come to learning, even the teacher doesn't entertain so many questions.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want you to ask, how does it feel? So you just learn about the parts, the uses, repercussions.
Hivyo.
But not anything else surrounding the effect maybe in a marriage setting. You know, we were told that sex is for people who are married, right? But, I mean, what role does it play apart from reproduction? Does it make relationships better? Is it what keeps you there? I mean, we didn't know that.
And thank you for bringing that up, because what does it do exactly? To men especially. Because for women, I believe kumekuwa maybe a myth that sex is what keeps a relationship. True or not true? What does it do?
For us, it's paramount. I can say paramount. Basic. I mean, it's like
Thank you for using
from food, shelter, and what else?
Sex.
The basic needs.
Oh.
They should have the fourth. It's sex.
Clothes.
Yeah. Clothes,
Food,
yes.
shelter, clothing.
Yeah, and you can do away with clothes when it comes to sex.
Yes.
But now, it's a basic need
It's a basic need.
for us, yeah. It's a basic need.
Do you agree with that?
100%. What do you mean? Marriage without sex has problems. It's cracking. It's dying. In a bomoka, this is trouble.
Let me give
Calamity.
you a scenario. I can give you a scenario. Find a couple who are arguing. Seriously, arguing. Now, if the wife is a mujanjes, the argument should not affect anything from the waist going downwards. That's a major problem you're having in marriages. If we argue, don't take it to the bedroom. In fact, after you argue, bedroom should be more active. You'll find that in the morning, you're both asking each other, tulikuwa tunakosania nini? Hiyo kitu kidogo, it solves a lot. A lot.
Okay.
She gives me a hard time beyond a certain point. I've used all my tricks and it's not working. I might have started with liking her, loving her, nini, but we can all tell when it has been pushed beyond limits. Sawa. So what is going to happen? I'll do anything I have. It's not, it becomes an accomplishment. When finally I sleep with that lady, I'll leave. I won't love her anymore. And that is where we fail. When is the right time? And this comes down to being open from the beginning. The expectations. In this relationship, huyu demi na huyu chali wameongea, have they agreed what they want from this relationship? These are some of the things that we don't address. We just katiana with everybody akona hidden agenda. These chicks want attention. In area nowadays, from Mbogi Genje generation, chicks is about money. The guys is about what? I don't know. So the guys is about what? Because chicks, it's known. Kukula fair, sijui nini, it's about money. Now from the guys, I don't know. Because, let me divert kidogo. The guys nowadays, they're even shying away from. I'm not wrong. It's no longer something to achieve from a relationship. But now, you see, if the chick pushes, you're getting too much attention, you're not giving anything back. Now you become a target to the guy. He will achieve his target and leave. But if you're able to break even between the two, let me tell you, that relationship can work. Because as the guy, like you said, need also to feel appreciated. I mean, I'm doing this, I'm loving you, I'm giving you all attention, I'm doing blah, blah, blah. But what am I getting in return?
Okay. For you, would you say like having a conversation and putting everything on the table and saying, this is what I'm expecting from this relationship, and also giving the other person an opportunity to state, what their expectations are, is something that you've done and has worked for you?
Yes, it has. It's something I've done. It's something. This is who I am. I'm an open guy who comes out open. This is what I'm expecting. If I'm not going to get that, then it's not going to work. But remember that these are not things that boys do. These are the things that at a certain age you start discovering that you don't have time to waste. You need to invest in the right things. You need to invest your time with the right people. So that's where you come in and you start saying what you exactly want. Otherwise, as a boy, then you don't ask for that. Anything that comes, iko sawa.
And that brings me to the question of what do men really want? Hiyo kitu imetusumbua. We are the female gender.
It's very simple.
What is it?
I don't know if there is anyone who's more simple than a man
Okay.
in this world. Women are complex, man. I only need respect.
And peace.
That's it.
So respect and peace, period.
Hey, maze, those are the major factors. Ukishagonga hizo mbili, hizo vitu zingine tunaweza negotiate.
In fact, now, you see, when you settled down, other things are not priority. Yes, I remember you said sex is priority. But when you settle down, now you have a wife and all that, peace is priority. Because now without that, it negates everything else that is going to happen in that marriage.
Ni kama msingi kwa nini
Msingi.
kwa kujenga maze.
Because when you have peace, I can go at home, I can look at my kids, I can ask them, did you do your homework? How was your day like? I can go to the kitchen, chat with my wife, because I know hapale hakuna kusumbuana. I would like to know, hey, today uko down kidogo, kwani wewe ni mgonjwa? You see, because there is peace. But nikiingia kwa mulango, mtu amenuna, kelele ianze. You are making that dad not even to talk to the kids. So you are denying the kids their chance because you are quarrelsome. Same thing if the man makes sure that his home there is no peace. He's denying those kids the mom because she'll be crying. She won't even talk to the kids. It works both ways. So peace is paramount to both parties. But today, because it's about us, for men, peace goes a long way.
Peace, respect is as simple as it gets. You mentioned something that women are complex beings. How complex are we?
We've always had those men where someone is holding a very huge book, how to figure out a woman. It's
They're all
that
blank.
complex, maze, and they're all blank. Because by the time you try and figure her out, she brings in a new page, and you have to start again. Because I feel like inakuanga pretty simple. Nishakupenda, yeah, nakurespect, ni trust, sindio? Sa history ingine.
You know, like men, let me tell you what we do. For instance, when you go to eat, yeah, normally hang out with these guys. When you go to eat, tukule nyama pale, sawa. When we go there, nyama ikuje na nini? Ugali. And that's how simple men are. Just give us maybe your meal, how you want it. With those rusungus, whatever. Yeah. You go to eat chips, but these chips sijui kwe na nini.
Viazi katwaje.
Na itaishia na ice
You
cream.
almost feel-
Sisi ni maji na tumeenda. Kunywa maji baada ya kula nyama choma,
yeah.
belch, go. That's how simple we are. But you guys, gray areas, like I said. Gray areas.
Sijui hapa kuna nini, siwezi kula chakula hapa.
Unakuja home unauliza mtu ni aje, uko fiti? Kuna shida yote? Hakuna. But amenuna. So you wondering. You know, if I find this guy amenuna, muuliza ni nini? Aniambia hakuna, naambia wewe acha ujinga. Unanunia nani? Sema kitu unasema, you know. But ladies, you guys are complicated.
What is the one time ushai try to understand a female ukashindo kabisa and you're like, me I can't do this?
All the time.
Thank you for being open.
All the time.
Yeah.
We've never. So I pick day by day. You see, a man sees a forest of trees, but women see a tree in the forest. So she might decide today, I'm focusing on this tree. Jana ulingia umechelewa. So it translates to dome za leo. I mean, men see the bigger picture. And women, sometimes they see details in the picture. Not totally a bad thing. It's a good thing. Because
The problem is what they focus in.
yeah, I have a grand plan, business plan maybe. I come table it there. Tell my wife, nafikiria kufanya hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi. Unafikiria aje? Now that is the question that is most important in your grand plan. your wife will poke holes that grand plan. And in the ultimate end, you'll get to see details of things that you left out. Women are very good in that. They're very good. They can refine you. Basically, that's where you are here. To refine men, refine us, refine our plans.
Okay.
Yeah.